You know that tiny little Assassin's Creed Shadows problem that game had? You know, tiny little problem. People said, well, really anything to really be think about. That people is blowing it out of proportion. Well, it just keeps getting worse, don't it? Oh boy, it's one thing to piss off some people. It's another thing to piss off a whole country. It seems people haven't learned anything from that Queen Cleopatra nonsense where they tried to re-swap Cleopatra and tell the whole country what a problem with it, that they were all a bunch of racists. People don't like you screwing with their culture. That's a problem, because if you decide to go out and do a movie or a game and put Abraham Lincoln as a Chinese man, I mean, people would be upset for a reason. Stop screwing with it. But no, when you have DI on the brain, it usually leads your company to DIE. So since we're on that, let's take a look at the petition that was started. It was supposed to get to 80,000 signatures. Well, let's take a look at it. And okay, it's gone past 80,000. It's at 89,212 signatures. The next goal is 150,000. I have no doubt in my mind that it will reach that. People are pissed. I mean, they even have this here. 1,325 people signed today alone. This will be just the day alone. And this is just at the time of this video. So, you know, more people are going to sign on and so on. This way they keep growing. This is upsetting people, and the people behind it seem to want to act like, well, everybody just making a big hullabaloo out of nothing. Yeah, well, cultural theft ain't no hullabaloo about nothing. Let's get into this. This article comes here from Bounding into Comics. Backlash from Japanese players prompts national politician to investigate cultural theft of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Yep. Cultural theft. That's when you know it ain't. That's when you know they getting to where the air is rare as this. A Japanese politician is investigating after players within his country leveled complaints of cultural theft against Ubisoft's upcoming Assassin's Creed Shadows. Yes, everybody's supposed to believe that this man is going to be an assassin in Japan during the Sengoku period. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. Yep, perfect sense. The politician in question, Satoshi Hamada, is a member of the House of Councillors, the upper house of the Japanese National Diet. One of two members of the Independent Party to Protect the People from NHK party, whose platform is built on opposing government broadcasters, TV, okay, all of that stuff, right? Hamada has recently joined the ranks of the many Japanese nationals who have found themselves outraged over the numerous historical inaccuracies presented in Ubisoft's upcoming game. On July 11th, Hamada retweeted a post from a fellow Japanese ex-user summarizing the various issues local players have had with Assassin's Creed Shadows presentation, such as how some of its buildings feature Chinese instead of Japanese architecture, or how a lonely servant can be seen sitting on the same level as Oda Nobunaga himself. Now, when it comes to the Chinese buildings featuring Chinese and all of this and the other, or how a lonely servant can be sitting on the same level as Oda Nobunaga. I will deal with the second part a little bit, but you see, when it comes to the buildings featuring Chinese instead of Japanese architecture, this is what happens when you're just lazy. That's really the best way to put it, when you're just lazy. If you're going for historical accuracy with a game, you have to take the time to properly research that. When you're more interested in your agenda pushing than certain things, this is what happens, and people have a right to be upset. They have a right to be upset, because if you're going for historical accuracy, when it comes to these games. You understand? You're trying to get as historically accurate as possible. And now you're seeing these things. People are going to start to look into it because there's a major factor pissing them off in the game. They will go to see, well, look, let's look at it and see what does it happen. When they find other instances of this problem, it's going to keep escalating. Alongside this retweet, the politician made a request for opinions to the general public. I talked about how, the consultation and everything, and asked people to send back in requests and all of this, right? Further, Hamada shared a list of related concerns that had already been brought to his attention, which, in addition to the above points, also made note of the possibility that Yasuke's prominence in the game's plot could lead to the misconception that he had a bigger role in Japanese history than he actually did. That is exactly what they want. That's why they put him in the game. This is all about their deluded belief when it comes to representation. Their idea of representation is that all you have to do is just take something, shove it in there, and bam, good, that is it. That's their idea of representation. That is it. That is the idea when it comes to representation. Not to just make anything right, because there's always been representation across the board. You understand me? You could do things and make it well, but no. This is their deluded idea when it comes to representation. They want to change history to fit whatever pops in their head at the time. Less than 24 hours later, Hamada shared an update writing, "Thank you for your many comments about the new Assassin's Creed series of games set in Japan. In relation to the above, we received a consultation from another person about cultural theft and cultural invasion regarding Yasuke, a black man who served Nobunaga Oda. I will share the content of the consultation with you." Right, so all of this here from me, I'm about to share 2 tweets worth of images showing feedback he had received from Japanese citizens regarding the game. All of this here is just some of it, but yeah. Therein, one of the most common complaints was the perceived cultural theft of Yasuke, or perhaps it would be better to call it cultural invasion. To this end, some even brought up the ongoing war surrounding Yasuke's various Wikipedia pages, which continue to see various parties attempt to claim that the African visitor was a full and true samurai rather than the lesser but still respected retainer he actually was. One user even bemoaned, "I have been fighting as an ordinary person, but the situation has grown so large that it may become an international issue." Yeah, you see, the thing about it is that they want to claim that the African visitor was a full and true samurai. People are going and changing Wikipedia entries to state this because this is how they operate. This is how they operate. They want to get this done because they figure it needs to be like that, and them good with that. Make up whatever, lie, push this thing, whatever. That's good enough for them because as far as they're concerned, they are in the right for just wanting to do that. That's it. Another user raised the topic of column of law in Tokyo associate Professor Thomas Lockley's African Samurai, The True Story of Yasuke, a legendary black warrior in feudal Japan, itself the main source for Yasuke's false interpretation as a samurai, and accused its conclusion as being based on his own imagination. I have actually heard of this thing before from Thomas Lockley. That was actually the main basis behind what most people come to think of, Yasuke as this African samurai. I don't know. Whatever he decided to put in that's his business. With historical evidence does not support that Yasuke was an actual samurai. Most of it says that he was a retainer, but people want to go their own ways. Okay, when you're literally trying to rewrite history to fit that way, probably people have a problem with it. Even those who generally approved of diversity and inclusion initiatives, listen to this part clearly, found themselves unhappy with Ubisoft, with one individual telling Hamada, "The recent drastic movements are good in nature, but they are excessive in their emphasis on Asian people and unnatural favoritism for black people." And this is a fundamental fact of what I have been saying all along. This is why all these things keep happening. You see, people thought people have had this deranged idea And we're seeing the results of it here, live in personal awareness, where they figure all they had to do was inject this diversity straight into their and then live their life with it and act like this is supposed to be the best thing ever. That's what they wanted to do. They were pushing it everywhere, literally everywhere, and people are generally people do not have a problem with diversity and inclusion. They don't have a problem with it. The people who champion it have a problem with it because unless you align with them, they don't care about it then. But people have a problem with it. And the reason people have a problem with it is that you don't want that. You want to force these things onto people. People are getting sick and tired of it. We all know why Yasuke is in this game. It has nothing to do with him actually being a real person in Japan back then or one or the other. No, that's not the reason why you used him. The reason why you made him a main protagonist in an assassination game is because you want to push your DEI objectives. And this was, they became so delusional that they figured all they had to do was just put Yasuke into this game. And everybody was just going to love it because everybody is so on board when it comes to these things. When you live on Twitter, well, which is X now, when you live on Twitter, I'm going to call it Twitter. When you live on Twitter, when the people you associate with are only the people who follow you and just repeat everything to you and go like and clap for everything that you do, you have this mistaken belief that this is how the world actually works. And you see it time and time again. Then instead of actually learning from it, you decide to call people all kind of thing. You are racist, a bigot, a homophobe. These words have no more meaning anymore because people are so sick and tired of all your crap. That's what it is. They have been at this, for instance. If you just take a moment to look at this, for instance, with the Gladiator 2 trailer facing massive fan backlash over 50k YouTube dislikes. So it's more now, more dislikes now and all of that. Okay, I watched the trailer. The visuals were okay. I don't know why they're putting that Jay-Z rap song, kind of, but I was confused by the trailer because there is no reason for this show to exist. No reason for it because Maximus is dead. That was the end of it. It ended. It was over and done with. The circle is complete. But no, you put that in there. You made Denzel Washington prominent in it, whatever role he has, because you have to put a black man in everything now. And it's decided to parade that around and then act like people are supposed to just love it because of that. And when they get all these dislikes now, oh, it's just a bunch of racists and all kind of thing. You must maybe people are just sick and tired of this. And people are getting sick and tired of these things. You look at these companies who have literally shot themselves in the foot doing this nonsense. Disney, MCU, Bud Light, Cracker Barrel. Because rather than you stick to the fans and people, supporters who you have, you want to go out there and chase some phantom audience that does not exist. This Yasuke thing is our problem because people are seeing what you're doing. And this is why they're talking about it. Excessive in their emphasis on Asian people and unnatural favoritism for black people because as far as they're concerned, once your skin have melanin in it, you're supposed to be investing in it because I think there's active borderline racism in companies in America right now because of this nonsense. I have seen people going on to TikTok and places. I've seen videos well, I don't have TikTok, but I've seen videos and posts where we have people actually out there talking and actually coming up with names, racial slurs for white people. Like, what is wrong with you? This is what you're doing to yourself. People are sick and tired of these things. I saw a few things I want to cover again here in this. Further complaints include Japan's own government, Bureau of Justice, the game between grizzly beheading and all that. Yeah, but we go through all of that. One still praise how Assassin's Creed used to be a good game series that was historically accurate. Yes, it used to be. You used to, like I said, people used to enjoy playing Assassin's Creed. It was fun, it was entertaining, it was all these things. But no, you had to screw it up, chasing your diversity white whale. That was it. Let me get to some of the posts of what people had to say. This one, I'm going to read through this one or two. This one, Aoi and Holly suggested, since they seem to be saying that it is a historical fact, we should make them clearly say that it is a fiction and admit that Ubisoft is at fault for the content. In addition, the production company has refused to accept any protest, and the X account of the Japanese branch finally apologized for one clear copyright violation. Next one here said the foreign media has also published articles defending the development and ridiculing the protests, and we believe that these moves to denigrate Japan as problematic as the game itself. Yes, you have a lot of these shields in the media trying to defend this. Like, you know, it's the greatest thing ever, and then coming out to literally say people are lying about all kind of thing. Look at the petition. How is this a lie? Over 80,000 signatures and growing because people are sick of this nonsense. But will they learn? No. So yeah, now Assassin's Creed is literally being accused of cultural theft, and a Japanese politician has taken it up because these people keep doing these ridiculous things to themselves, and people are sick and tired of it. All people want is to be entertained. They do not want your crap. Trust on them because you need to hit your diversity quota for the day. It's getting out of hand, and it's going to come back to bite them in the ass very soon. Well, actually, it's already biting at them. They've most likely how much of an ass left anymore. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.